Movement skills.
I'm Kyle, that's Tyler. We are gonna put this breath mints in this bottle top.
People start to feel more like adults whenever they stop doing kid-like activities, and not in a immature, do whatever you want type way. None of my actions have consequences. Somebody will bail me out of whatever trouble I get into way, but in a silly way. I think we lose the simplicity and the beauty in life. As my life has changed and I've gotten a little bit older, I've kind of moved away from things and I've tried to find new hobbies, and you grow up and you let things go and you pick new things up. But for me personally, what I've noticed is if you just focus on the aspects of physical self-improvement or even just mental self-improvement, even spiritual self-improvement, and you don't enjoy these things from a kid-like perspective, you don't enjoy life. And I think it's super important to remember the things that we enjoyed so much when we were kids. So we had the idea I was going to bike from where I live now to my childhood house, which is roughly 30 miles-ish. We basically spent that day just enjoying it, and it was really cool to be fully present, just to feel like a kid again, you know, and to kind of reconnect with someone I don't really feel like anymore. You know, as I've gotten older, I feel like I've changed, as everybody does, and I think it's super important to kind of reconnect with that kid side of yourself. I think that's where all my joy in life comes from. I'm trying to take my life in a direction where I enjoy things and I'm on the self-improvement journey and I'm trying to grow, but also not taking everything as serious. The cool thing was that entire day I wasn't thinking about anything but riding bikes, and that's what it felt like to be a kid. Around halfway through the trip, we ended up heading down by one of the spots on the river, and we just had a little podcast style talk where I just kind of said some stuff that was on my mind, and I'll play that because I thought it was pretty special and it was cool. Wow, it's like really weird to have an authentic conversation when you know you're mic'd up.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know anything to talk about.
Yeah.
What if we bought a boat?
It seems a little expensive right now, but I guess like something that caught my eye, especially with this idea, was we've never done anything like this. We've lived out here. I've lived out here pretty much my whole life, and you've lived out here now for 4 years. So it's how do we get out of like the same daily routine? And how do we have different and new experiences when life starts to feel overly repetitive and you feel like you're doing the same thing again and again and again? You know, it's super easy, especially you get caught up at work, you do the same things, you have the same hobbies. You know, for me, it's been trying to figure out how to do different things that make me feel good, but not in a way where like, oh man, I wanna buy this. I've kind of realized for me personally, where I put my value on these things is an experience.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's something that's drastically changed for me. Probably within the last year, it's felt like, you know, the most important thing in my life is experience. Going to Utah and running in Zion was an experience that was amazing. The Pittsburgh half, like doing all these things, going all these places, visiting Hawaii, you know, that to me is where all the value is in life. It's not really about buying this or who's doing this or showing off this, right?
Although that is fun sometimes.
Yeah, just where I've felt like my life has been the most impacted and I've seen the most progress, the most happiness for me is when I'm chasing a feeling. It's finding new things and constantly evolving. That's the way I'd put it. Never staying the same, right? Trying to be a little bit better each day, trying to be a little bit different each day. Why don't we get back on the bikes and crank out some more miles? And I'm just more excited for the reaction my parents are going to see whenever we show up at the house and tell her we biked all the way from home. So
Let's do it.
hey, thank you for the talk. Let's go have some more fun. Dude, oh my gosh. That pointed up my crack the entire time, dude. I think it's super important as I grow and I leave the early 20s of my life behind. As I'm moving forward this way, is I become closer with who this kid was, while still moving this way, but connecting with that younger kid in a way that he would appreciate and love. Yeah, if riding bikes is what does it, then riding bikes is what does it. But I think there's going to be much, much more. This was just kind of the beginning idea I had. I just wanted to throw something together and say, hey, this is how I'm working on improving myself, and this is a different way. I would just love to be an adult that the kid version of me would look up to.